All right, welcome back to another episode of the Wired Sound podcast. Today we have a special guest, Mad Park, an alumni from the Academy, Wired Sound Academy. And we've been wanting to get her on for a little bit because she's just been absolutely crushing it. Tell people what you've been up to.
Hello, everyone. My name is Madison. I've just been all over, to be honest. I just got back living in Europe this summer, back in Barcelona. Really important place of mine. And yeah, just kind of adjusting to the SoFlo life again, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah, before we hopped on, you said you've been, you were living abroad for 6 months?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
What was that like?
It's definitely an adjustment, but I think when you get into the thing of, the swing of things, and I lived with my best friend, Lauren, for most of it. So it was definitely, kind of different environment, getting used to it, but overall just having the time of our lives. A lot of freedom, but then understanding the balance. Going to different places, understanding different cultures and different people, and playing as much as I can. And
okay,
yeah.
Now, were you were living in Barcelona full time, or was?
Yeah, so living in Barcelona, and then I lived in London for less than a month, and then traveled around kind of throughout the summer.
Yeah,
for
were you
the
booking
rest.
gigs? So did you go there with the intention of I'm gonna play at these places, or were they did they hit you up saying come DJ at some of our spots?
So honestly, it worked kind of 50-50 on that. I knew that I was gonna go back to Barcelona and DJ. I did it the summer before. I knew that I was gonna come back with more intensity, more experience, and knowing kind of what I want to do, and maybe setting some goals of different places I wanted to play at again. Like Pacha, a goal of mine is Input. I have yet to play there, so I feel like each time I go back to a different place, wanting to fit the vibe and, set the goal to play there.
Yeah.
And then the rest, I think meeting people in the community. I feel like the community is quite small, to be honest.
In Barcelona specifically?
Well, I think just overall, because I feel like I've gone traveling to all the different places that I've been to. I feel like you see the same people in the same areas and stuff, and, mingle with the masses.
You're saying in the dance music world?
Yes,
Or, okay.
Yeah.
I know it is. You do see a lot of the same faces over the years too. I've been in this industry for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I'm it's just the same people.
It
over
just
and over
happens,
again.
yeah. And people grow, and then you especially with social media now, I can meet someone, I just went to Thailand and I met people, and there would be 60 mutuals, and I'm like, oh, I was just bound to meet you.
Yeah, that's
it didn't take too long to
So,
connect.
All right, so you went out there and you played there last year, you said, in Barcelona,
Yes.
and then you're can play there again, and then maybe pick up a few other residencies, or
yeah. So it was. I studied abroad in Spain my junior year of college, so I think that, and it's what made me want to become a DJ. And so every summer, I feel like my love for life and is definitely in Europe.
Okay.
And so I feel like I will always go back to Europe and be there because I love it.
Does it feel like a more organic dance music scene out there? I'm trying. I think I talked to someone else about this, that the at least South Florida, it's a bit industry. Everyone's cool.
Yeah.
Or there is it more just about the music and
I
the
would say
vibe?
that more people dance. I would say I would see less phones, but then I'm kind of a double standard. You go to one massive club and you see a DJ that everyone loves right now and is current, you're going to see a bunch of phones.
Yeah.
So I think it's the culture. Even we can look at Spain. Sometimes I would meet my friends at 11 o'clock for dinner and drinks, and then we're going to the club 2-3 o'clock. That club doesn't close until 7, and then maybe it's somewhere after, and then after or not, and you do whatever you do.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
it's the Space Miami mentality, but that's just how it is over there.
Yeah, but then there's also, it's Miami. It's Miami, baby. So it's kind of everyone loves. I also love, it's kind of weird. When I go over there, I'm yes, my happy place. And then when I come back, I've definitely grown into the idea of appreciating Miami. I'm I love being home,
Maybe you're just a happy person. So
Yeah.
no matter where you're at, you're happy, which is
very
awesome.
possible. Yeah.
So one thing that stuck out to me, I saw that clip of you playing, I think it was the Experts Only Miami party, and Summit was behind you, vibing out.
Yeah.
What was that like? That's a crazy experience.
This was crazy. I didn't find out about this booking until 2 days prior, which was it was kind of just like one of those things sprung, and you're like, I have to take this. This is an awesome opportunity. It's a great feeling to get those kind of bookings. And it was an honor, you know. I was like, wow, this is something that wasn't on my radar or something that like, but it should have been. And then it happened, and I was like, wow, that was sick. And like his team and everything is really organized. And the venue, shout out Third Eye Hospitality, they threw it on, and it was great. Having John Summit pull up to the set was pretty wild. I actually said to my best friend, Lauren, we drove there, and I said, because I had to go to another gig right after, and I said to Lauren, I was like, it would be kind of weird, like, if he, like, popped in. Like, watch him pop in. And then I kind of was like, no, and I think she was trying not to be, like, rude, and she was like,
nah,
I don't,
it's not.
she was like, yeah, I don't think so. But then he actually came, and it was really cool, like, didn't even realize, and then, like, looked back, and it
But you
wasn't.
looked back in the video after, and you're like, oh,
No,
wait, he was behind
I
me.
looked like I saw him in the corner, and I was. It's funny because I was hitting a vape, and I blew a big like smoke out, and,
right in his face.
right in his face before hugging him, and I was like, oh shit, and I was like, what is up? This is awesome, like great party. And
Yeah,
like,
he's top in the world.
just
I'd
continued
say.
to play. Yeah, he's awesome. I feel like when I started getting into house and like going to like space like regularly in the beginning, even if it was like 3 years ago, that's when John Summit like just played at Space his second time. So it's really awesome to see what he's grown into as an artist.
Yeah.
And what he's capitalized on.
That's cool.
Being himself and his music abilities. Yeah.
Are you trying to grow more with that like team, like the experts only?
I think that was just like I think they're great, and I think they're great people to work for. But I think for right now my journey is a little more personal, and I think that was just an opportunity that was given, and I love to take it. And then I'm back on what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it's always interesting the opportunities that come up last minute compared to like the bookings you get a few months in advance. Because you do get some crazy if you're available. Like that's why I always tell people like you just got to be there, you got to be present, and then like stuff comes up out of nowhere, you'll get booked. For the experts only party 2 days before.
Right.
But you need to be like in Miami or something for that to happen. So it's a cool thing that you're here and like, able to get it together.
I think it's like really important also to show face on the certain things that you want to, and like, you know, I think it's like, of course you want to play a certain party, but if you've never gone to that party or even like tried to put yourself, I don't know, into that environment, I think it comes more quickly if you do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I've struggled a bit on that because like
I think it happens. Like people get tired of always going out. And
I've honestly never been a party person which is surprising as a DJ. Yeah. But like that's not. I mean, like when I started, I was going to Ultra. You know, it's like 2011. I was going to Ultra and all that stuff, and I was loving it. So I was starting off, but then maybe I've just become a bit too like industry. I feel like when I go out, I have to like. Oh, I got to go say hi to this person.
Network and say hi and do your rounds. Yeah. And
I need to like go to some events that are just like I don't know anybody there, and I'm just gonna enjoy them. Because I haven't done that in a long time.
I actually going to Circo Loco in Thailand. I was in the crowd with my friends, and it was kind of a cool moment to like. I'm not even saying to like try and get backstage, but there's many times in like being in Miami where it's you know it's where a lot of my friends are, like DJs and people that I know, and where I necessarily want to be. And actually it was cool to sometimes like shut that off and be like, I'm not here to like
there's no agenda,
like there's no like I'm literally just with my friends with a drink in my hand, like swaying left and right.
What happens with me is I'll be like, oh shit, like this person was here, this A&R, this label, I didn't say hi to them, I failed my nights, and I'll go in retrospect, like, and I'm like, that wasn't the point, I should have just enjoyed the event.
Sometimes I've gotten anxiety of when I go somewhere, or like sometimes it can be a little bit strange in clubs, and like it get a little bit like weary with the energy, and like let's say you didn't say hi to somebody and they think otherwise of you, and you kind of are like, oh my gosh, did that person no, everything's fine, and then you like text them and check in like, oh my gosh, and then it's really fine, and you're like, why did I even think that? Like,
but anyways, that's a crazy experience. Probably a bucket list thing for you, and
it definitely made me like realize I don't know, like I gained over 250 followers on Instagram that night. So it was kind of like, and not even to like want that, of course, like that's nice, but it was very like abrupt. Like I like refreshed my phone when I went on it after like being with my friends, and I went to another gig at Negroni playing, And then after playing at Negroni, I checked my phone and I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
shit.
because he posted you up as well.
Yeah, and that was like really cool. And he's really kind. So it's awesome to meet some people that are just like kind of like so famous and
not
and
dicks.
yeah, and just like not like complete assholes. So it's wonderful.
And I've had
we love
experiences.
that.
Yeah, I've had, not gonna name names, but
Yeah.
I've had experiences both ways.
I've had experience both ways. I think also like I'd like to have like the self-awareness of being a young woman, and then also understanding and how I've grown personally in my life. Like what if someone actually treats me like they're a friend, and also how some artists like you don't have to be friends with them. Like I've also really understood that like there's some artists that I'm not gonna be friends with, or if they weren't like opening, from the jump, I'm not gonna like press them out to be my friend.
Yeah, I think that's really
people.
important.
Yeah,
and I think it actually like positions you at a position of strength when you're not like trying to be like buddy with everyone, because people can kind of see that, they kind of see through it, and they're like, oh, this person's just trying to use me to get through this.
Yeah,
so it's better just to be yourself.
And that's an awful feeling too, as well to have.
But that I felt that
yeah.
over the years. I'm like, I'm probably a little too nice to people. I should just like do my own thing and like, which is it's a crazy thought.
You, but
yeah, because I'm very like, just hey, very friendly with everyone.
Yeah.
But I've learned over the years that that's not always the best way to succeed.
Yeah, sometimes the kindness can be taken for weakness. I've definitely I've been trying to be a little bit more like private, just because sometimes I've had people like rock up and like treat people like in the booth with me completely like crazy, and I've only met them once. So it's sometimes, how do I allow people to support me and me still maintain like my energy and them receive that, but then sometimes not letting random people get really close to me because it's
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not even, it's just like I'm just the DJ, like I'm not your bestie, and we can be cool, and like I'm nice to everyone, and I want everyone to have a great time, but not.
I'd love to hear. Do you have like a worst booth experience that stands out in your mind, like that, where someone did something or?
No, I just have like different circumstances where maybe I've met somebody once or twice, and then they completely like go up like past the limit of like.
Yeah, what's comfortable? I mean,
what's like as if I didn't like know. Like I met you once and I don't remember your name, but when I saw you, hi.
So I had one of the worst ones this weekend, right? I was in Tampa playing a show, and I was having like one of those moments, hands in the air, vibing out. Out of nowhere, a guy comes up and smacks me in the stomach.
No.
To say like, yo, Landis, I curl over because I thought he was like, like hitting me in the stomach.
Hitting you.
And I had no idea who the guy was either. And
this happened.
And so that was, and the crowd obviously people looked at me like, what the hell is this DJ doing? Because I just went like this. And
right.
So anyways, that was not fun.
Yeah, no, that is not fun.
Don't hit the DJ.
Don't, please. We don't want to be hit on anywhere at any time.
It's not right.
I've actually had like the experiences of, I totally lost my train of thought, but that's okay.
You were saying something like similar like that happened to you, or was it?
Oh damn! I totally lost it.
Anyways,
that's okay.
Yeah, so that's Tampa for some reason. Every time I play in Tampa, weird stuff happens in the booth.
I remembered what I was gonna say. I've had some people where I don't recognize them at all. Like I feel like I'm really good at faces.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at names, and also because like I don't know, I'm just not the best at names. If I see you maybe like once or twice a year, don't follow you on Instagram or like not personable in any way, it's not going to be there. But it's crazy when some people come up to me and I don't recognize them whatsoever, and they introduce themselves as if I know them, and I actually don't know if I think they're playing like a prank on me or something. Yeah. And then I go with it, and then sometimes I feel like a dickhead because I'm like, shit, like, do they know that I've never met them?
Yeah. Maybe you did meet them.
Maybe I didn't, but maybe I did. And then I'm just like, oh my gosh, so good to see you again. And then I've never met you.
That's my go-to also. I mean, if you ever say hi to me, you're never going to know if I actually know you or not.
Yeah.
Because I always I'm like, oh, because what am I going to say? Like, I don't know who you are.
No, that's so uncomfortable. I would never want someone to feel like uncomfortable coming up and especially saying hi.
So, anyways.
That's okay. It happens.
I'm the worst with, I think people don't realize also a lot of these DJs, because if they're looking at your social all the time, they feel like they're a close friend of you or something because they're involved in your social media life, so they feel like they know you, which is fine. But a lot like I don't know anyone. I feel like I know no one. I'm like, this is horrible,
Yeah.
I had one of the it was like the owner's wife came up to me, and I think it was her third time saying hi to me.
Oh,
And she's like, "You have no idea who I am, do you?" And I was like, "Oh my god."
oh
Like,
yeah.
I
Some
felt-
people
I felt
will
so
be like,
bad.
"Oh, you know who this is?" And I'm like, "Dude, why would you set me up like that?"
Yeah,
It's like a failed alley-oop. Like, what is going on?
ain't gonna happen.
It's not.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So, where did you play last? What was your last set?
My last set was at Dare this
Okay.
past Friday. Yeah.
I was there on Saturday. So I was like,
Ah.
yeah, that's awesome.
It looked good Saturday.
It was decent. You know,
Yeah.
it was fun. It was like a release party with Mads. and
Okay.
some
Yeah.
others.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Sick.
Progressive,
love it.
progressive house, kind of different.
There we
vibe.
go. Yeah.
I know. So you're
And it
playing.
was during the day, right?
It was a day
Yeah,
party.
pool
Day
party.
party's always, it could be hit or miss there. You know,
Mhm.
if the weather's nice, it honestly helps.
It does. Yeah.
In a huge way. I think that's like any pool
Mm-hmm.
party. But yeah, you're playing darker like techie stuff. or
I'm
what-
definitely doing. Yeah, I definitely like the rolling style and the beats and the rhythms
Yeah.
and the percussions.
like
I
tribal.
love. Sometimes it depends. Like I would say just like tech house and deep tech and I play. You know, if I like it, I like it. I think that's like a big rule. I think I try not to get like super subjective with the genres. I feel like a lot of people will be like, oh, Madison Park tech house. But then, you know, I play all scales of different you know,
Yeah.
music within a setting.
Because I feel like you have such a happy personality. It'd be interesting to see you play like a dark techno set. But that's that's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I would say I love the groove. Like anything that keeps the hips moving and bouncing, I think like I'll never lose. And you hear it through my house music. You hear it through if I even play a deep house set. Like it's very groovy. Something that I've like always kind of strived for is having all different ages. Like even if my grandparents, if they could come in and vibe to it and it not be like absolutely headbanging and this is giving me a headache, like it's got the groove.
Yeah.
So big on that.
Okay. Yeah. So are you doing like are your sets? You don't really play any like open format. It's house.
No, yeah,
house.
I'm very much house. I'm house all the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I walk away and I'm also cautious about playing at certain places that maybe identify with
With more
open format.
Yeah.
Depending on how they structure their days. There's some places that do Mondays this, Tuesdays this, but yeah, predominantly I like
You
to
let them
keep
know
it.
on the front end, hey, it's
Yeah.
gonna be like a little techier.
Yeah, I usually get just also like booked purely, I think, from people knowing my sound, and then
Yeah.
if it's something like, oh, send me a mix, then I know exactly what I'm sending them that represents me and what I give off and,
Yeah.
and what I would do for that specific venue. I think you also have to take a look at the party. I play sometimes more Latin, like Latin tech parties, so like I know then I'm gonna play more like Spanish.
Have you played Latin America yet? Or
I played in El Salvador.
oh, sick.
Yeah, so I played in El Salvador. I really want to go back. One of my dream places to play is also Lost Beach in Ecuador.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep going down.
Yeah,
as well.
that's. And I know you mentioned Pacha before. Did you play Pacha?
Yes, I played
Oh, that's
Pacha in
awesome.
the side room.
Such a legendary venue.
Yeah,
though.
it's sick.
I
it's
played
sick.
Pacha in New York before it closed down. It was like
Wow,
it was like
not
closing
like,
weekend.
Not
or
many people
something.
can say that though.
I know.
So
'cause
that's
I'm
awesome.
old. Shit. No, but it was literally like maybe the last week, and I was underage at the time. And the bouncer was a dick. I
Oh.
remember that. Yeah.
That's okay.
It's good
I
times.
feel like I've like been 21 since I was 16. That's so strange that we have that and nowhere else has the 21.
the drinking.
The drinking 21.
Yeah.
but
Does that change the club scene when you're in bars? Like, are you seeing a lot of like
Absolutely.
16-year-olds,
Yeah.
17-year-olds?
I think you see a lot more younger kids out with their friends, and to be honest, they don't bother you because they're with their friends.
Yeah.
Like, so it's very like.
Are they
you know.
blacking out? Or are they? Like,
I mean, I think everybody like kind of blacks
Parties
out.
pretty hard
like,
over there.
But then by the time as if we were 21, it's like you kind of know your limits.
Mhm.
You know how you party. I think even me, like I know how I party at
Yeah,
this
I
point.
mean, I feel like the younger parties, like the energy's better sometimes than
yeah, sometimes.
because people.
Well, I think some people just have that crazy youth in them.
Yeah.
And then they just want to get plastered and dance as hard as they
which
can.
could go both ways.
Yeah. And when they wake up, they absolutely hate themselves
Yeah.
for it. But coconut water and Advil, you'll be
Yeah.
fine. You'll
Is
be
that,
good
is
to
that
go.
your hangover tip? Are you
Yeah.
drinking when you play? Or are you?
So I don't really. I would say my drink babysits, but as of more frequently, like I can definitely take my shots.
Yeah.
I can always tell. This is really interesting doing my GoPro videos and getting a lot of my like sets recorded. I can tell when I'm more drunk, like
Are your sets worse or
as it
better?
progresses. To be honest, it's more of like how, I don't know, I come off. Like I might be like more smiley or like more not like sometimes I watch it and I'm like, oh my God. But I feel like to the naked eye, they don't,
Yeah,
can't
I don't
tell.
see the difference. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably just
I wouldn't say that it was good.
overthinking.
It's worse or better. Sometimes I've definitely been like, shit, okay, I shouldn't drink as much. And then sometimes I'm like, that was awesome, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think you have so much adrenaline when you're playing. Like, so if I take 2, 3, 4 shots in an hour and a half, like that's gonna go right
I
through
know.
it.
I know. I feel like whenever I drink like leisurely,
Yeah.
I get like really drunk off of like a few glasses of wine. But then when I drink in the club, I could take 6 shots and I feel nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know if it's just because they're watering down the alcohol,
Yeah.
or if it's just like you're in a different mindset, so you know you have to be on.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like, woo, like party time.
Yeah, you got to be in that. I think so. I did like the dry January thing. I feel pretty
Really?
good. Yeah, I was noticing my sets. They definitely were a bit more energetic.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was like in it, and I felt a little bit more present. So I think I'm gonna probably stick to not drinking during shows.
Yeah.
And then drinking.
Yeah, I
I'm
always
not
say that
playing.
I'm not going to, and then I end up do, or like a friend comes where I'm like, oh shit, like bring a shot.
It's gonna
for us.
happen.
Like,
yeah.
And then by that time, it's like I'm having so much fun. I think as like, it's cool. My sets have gotten longer. Like I just played 5 hours at the Trip,
That's awesome.
2 days ago. I guess technically that was my last
How was
show.
that on your body? Like, do you feel physically
I
drained
feel
after
so.
that?
I think something now that I'm what I'm hitting with traveling. I'm getting a little like my sleep schedule's really screwed up.
Yeah.
Like I've been waking up a lot recently. I think my body's even still jet lagged from Thailand.
Melatonin, maybe.
I'm like totally
don't
gonna
like that
stay away
stuff.
from
Yeah.
melatonin. Yeah, like I think I just need to find a good like herbal tea to like wind me down and then tell my body like, ooh, we're gonna sleep. More I just wake up in the middle of the night. But then it's like, okay, don't touch your phone. Count to 10, you'll be back to sleep.
I know, that's the big one. When you wake up in the middle of the night and you're on your phone, you're up for the next 3
Like I'm like,
hours.
shit, okay, do I check it? Do I just go to sleep? And then I think it's figuring it out, yeah.
I forgot what the question was. We were talking about somehow we got into sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
But anyway,
sleep deprived. I can sleep on the plane and when I'm dead.
5-hour set being tiring on your body, like physically. Because I felt it the other night. I played like, I mean, I sorry to cut you off.
No,
I had like food poisoning, right? Let me give you like the context. Thursday I had food poisoning, right? Friday I had to cancel my set in DC.
Yeah.
I had food poisoning.
Food poisoning's awful.
And I was still like kind of recovering. Saturday I was just like, all right, you just gotta fucking do it. So I played 4 hours at Dare, and then 5 hours in Tampa, and my body was just like my back was hurting.
Yeah.
I was like shaking.
100%,
I was like, this is
100%.
not the vibe.
Yeah.
Probably the food poisoning, but still, it was
Definitely the food poisoning set you back by like -2 body wise,
Yeah.
and then it's a lot of the adrenaline. Like at least on hour 4, when I got to 4, I did notice that I was a little bit like not as like bouncy, but I had like my friends with me, and like the club kept like bouncing. Like I had to give them, if they knew that I was gonna get tired, like it's not gonna work. So it was definitely, then I think people like got another drink.
You feed off that energy a bit of the crowd energy.
Absolutely.
I think that too. Like
it's like a cycle.
It's really hard to like just be falling asleep at the DJ booth when people are vibing in front of you.
Right.
But when there's no one there dancing, then that's
Yeah.
why I wear the glasses, because half the time I'm asleep. No,
I
I'm just kidding.
cannot see if I wear glasses.
Oh, really?
That's why I wear clear glasses.
That's
I
what
love
I'm saying.
them.
I had the orange glasses, which
Yeah.
took me a while to figure that out. That if I,
Clear
was wearing
glasses,
dark glasses, I can't see shit.
I can't
above.
see shit, and like I'll end up just like taking them off and like looking, and then like people are like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then I don't want to perceive that I'm like fucked up.
Yeah.
you know?
I know the glasses are awesome.
Glasses are great. I
But
have
you have
clear
no idea
ones,
what's
and
going
I'm like, cool.
on behind those eyes.
I know. If ever something does happen, I'm gonna just put on glasses. And be
Yeah.
like, let's get through this.
We got this.
Let's bang out.
Have you ever gone through a set where you're like, I'm getting a little bit too close to that drunken point? Where...
Ooh, I feel like there's definitely been to the point where I know, like, if I have, let's say, like 15 minutes left, like, there's definitely been points where I take the last shot of the set, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I know I'm almost done.
Yeah.
And when I get off, I'll be a little bit drunk.
You'll be good.
But I'll be good, though. Like, but then, I don't know, there's times where it's such a celebration where, like, shit happens, and I think it's, like, all a party, and I think I'm all about that. I think now I'm just trying to understand the balance.
Yeah.
So, yes, of course, I think there's times where I'm like, shit, I was drunk. But then there's other times where I don't drink at all and I get a Coke.
Have you gone from a Coke?
A Coke.
So make sure to enunciate the
Yeah.
bad joke. But have you gone at all from like the club to the airplane? Has that?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Such a weird.
It's a very
experience.
weird thing. I've been drunk.
That's what I'm saying.
Going through customs.
I kind of
like,
love it.
I
'cause you
love
have
it.
No recollection of like how did I get into a different country?
I have videos like being like super stupid and like just being like hilarious and hoping that like, especially when you're traveling, like you only travel with a backpack, like it's pointless to spend so much money on a suitcase when you're going somewhere for 3 days or playing somewhere or going somewhere one day. And and I've just been so stupid, like going through the airport and then making sure, okay, God, if we have like, God forbid, if we have one small other bag, we get let through and you're screwed up. And
you mean like with customs and stuff like that?
Customs more like if you wanted to bring a carry-on or if you have an extra carry-on, like I think always like
all the airport rules. Mess you up. Yeah. Because different airlines have like different rules and stuff too.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like the airline people pick on me sometimes with the bags. They're like, you sir,
like, you pay, and
I'm
like, come on, brother, like let me through, like, and I'm like, no, my jackets are in the back. You can put it on. I've had to put on like 6 different jackets. And I'm like, are you for real?
Awesome.
And then I go through.
Do you have a photo?
I actually don't. I was alone, and I texted and I was like, but they let me through.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. I put on like 4, and then like a hat and a scarf, and then
like I'm just really cold.
That's what I'm doing this week. Actually, I'm going home next week to Maryland for 3 days. I'm playing Flash DC. I'm super excited.
Oh, that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, something I'm really excited for. Going home to Maryland. That's where I'm originally from. So I feel like it's healing some part of me deep down that I get to go home to like my community and play what I play and see the
hometown shows are awesome. Do you have friends still there?
I still have friends there. Okay. Yeah, and I think just like a lot of people like stayed in Maryland. To be honest, that I grew up with.
I think it's a great way to like kind of not launch an artist career, but help boost like your socials and stuff. If you have like a solid hometown show and get a bunch of people to like show up, then it's like you're crushing it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good.
That'll be fun. Is Flash is it 18 plus or is it 21?
I think it's 21, but I don't quote me on that.
Okay, I feel like I played there a while ago.
I think it's 21. Yeah, I'm excited. It's my first time, and I'm only going with a backpack, so
that's the way to do it.
Pack like 3 to 4 outfits. Spirit, because I got round trip.
Oh, you're fucked.
I got round trip. I got round trip for $77. And I get to go home and see my family.
It's not worth it though. I know the price tag.
But I literally just take my backpack. That's it.
Yeah, I saw Spirit.
I've gotten really good at traveling.
I don't know if this was like fake TikTok news, but I saw they were like not allowing people with tattoos on board, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a legit thing or not.
America.
Spirit Airlines.
Spirit.
But I've learned my lesson in Spirit. I'm sorry. The last Spirit flight I took, I think it was back from probably Vegas. It was New Orleans.
Okay.
And just the lady next to me was just puking the entire flight.
They shouldn't let people with puking because it could be like it's disease prevention.
Oh, they didn't give a fuck.
They didn't give
I was on the flight for 3 hours. She just kept saying sorry. I felt bad, obviously.
I would have been like, go to the bathroom.
Yeah. It was not a vibe. I was like,
vibe.
that's it. That's my sign. Never again on Spirit. So I try and stick to American, which is fine.
There you go. I fly American a lot.
You know. Yeah. All right. So upcoming shows, upcoming music. Is there anything you want to chat on with that?
Let's see. I'm going back to Thailand. I'm super excited. I'm playing Babaloop. Really pumped to go back there. And then I'm also playing Baccarat in Bangkok.
Okay.
So doing a little international. I'll go back to Europe this summer. I'm going to do my first season in Ibiza, which I'm super pumped for.
Are you playing up?
For sure. Yeah, that's the goal. Amazing. That's the goal. And understand the balance a little bit more and have fun.
Yeah, I think that's a big, like what we were saying before, like just being there, you're going to get gigs. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just being present.
Yeah. So I'm super excited. I've lived in Barcelona the past 3 summers, and now it's the moment for Ibiza.
Take that leap. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel that I'm like ready for it. I'm excited. And I have a lot of friends there, and the music, follow the sound, follow the people.
Yeah. What about Mad Park music?
Madison Park.
Sorry, Madison Park.
No worries. She's on the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So music, slowly but surely. I don't want to rush anything just because I know this is like something I'll do forever, and I want to do it right. And I think it's sometimes, at least for now, not to like put this on me, but it's a little difficult, like traveling and stuff, and really sitting down and getting keeping my head in front of a computer consecutively. But I know that when it will happen, it will roll, and
Yeah,
good things take time. Yeah,
I'm telling you, just do it. Just pick the time and stuff.
Yeah,
'cause you'll never know until you
absolutely.
Put the time in. Awesome. Well, it was great having you on.
It was great to be here.
Thank you again. You're one of our best star alumni. I always tell people that you're absolutely crushing it. So
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what you do in the next few years, and
Thank you.
sure we're gonna be seeing a lot more of you.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
All right.
Hey.
Awesome.
I'm gonna take a selfie.